What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and it's Top 10 Thursday. Game developers have some pretty strange jobs. They have to make the biggest, best game in the shortest amount of time, and sometimes, as a side effect, this can lead to some hilarious bugs. This week though, I want to honor the best of the best on my list of the top 10 funniest game glitches. Number 10. Corpse People. When most people think of Fallout, they imagine adventure, exploring the wasteland, and maybe finding some cool guns. What you normally don't think of is horrible, skinless monstrosities. Players discovered that if you saved the game, blew somebody up, and then immediately reloaded your save file, you could occasionally run into this horrifying error. It seems like the game just picks up all their meaty chunks and glues them back together, leaving us with this gruesome, yet entertaining sight. Number 9. Stretchy characters. In the arena of massive online shooters, Battlefield is one of the kings, in large part because of its realism. That's probably why this glitch is just so freaking funny. If you lay down on the ground, switch weapons, and then start crawling, your character model will begin to stretch out further and further. It seems like the game is trying to figure out where you are. It's adapting to different layers of code, and in the end, it creates this weird looking blob. Now, if that wasn't insane enough, if you pull the trigger while you're fully stretched out, the gun will teleport between your butt cheeks and fire straight up. How is something this ridiculous even possible? Number 8. Demon Babies. Electronic Arts has a bad habit of letting crazy problems sneak into their game at launch, but this is one that makes zero sense. Say you install Sims 4, you build your house, you get your family all set up, and the next thing you know, one of your people is pregnant. What follows from there is a nightmare. Babies could be born with twisted bodies, and I mean that seriously. Look at this kid, his eyes are so sharp they look like needles bugging out of his skull. I think what makes me laugh the hardest about this is just the fact that the mother looks so lovingly at this creature, despite the fact that he's just a horrible mess. Number 7. Rocket Swings. Driving through Liberty City, you may stumble upon a very peculiar swing set. Everything may look normal at first, but if you bump into it a few times, you're in for a surprise. The more you hit this thing, the more energy it stores up. Hit it a couple times in a row, and you can easily fly all the way across the island. One of my favorite things to do is to try and fully charge the swing set and then hit it at full speed just to see if I can go soaring for miles and then jump out in the middle of the flight just to fall to my death. Watching Nico flail uselessly in the air as he turns end over end just never stops being amusing. Number 6. Invisible Faces. This is by far one of the most famous glitches on the list. During some of the most dramatic scenes of Assassin's Creed Unity, sometimes character skins would forget to load. Here my hero is discussing the fate of the world in the hands of evil men, and yet it's a bit hard to focus on this interesting plot when my face is completely absent. You can just see a pair of teeth floating inside my mask. It's just such a bizarre sight, especially with those floating weird bloodshot eyes. I just can't help but chuckle every time I see it. Number 5. Tiny Players. The best thing about this glitch is the fact that the game doesn't really look like it knows anything is wrong. When you bring a football player onto the field, there's a random chance that they could appear super small. You'd expect them to run slower or not be able to catch this giant ball, but in fact they actually do everything perfectly normal. Shrunken teammates are still able to tackle, throw passes, and even celebrate. Wait a second, did you see that? He jumped up and high-fived that dude. That was like a 5-foot vertical leap. How did such a ludicrous bug manage to make it past the beta testers? Number 4. Floating Skaters. Overall, Skate 3 plays extremely well. In fact, it has such a dedicated fan base, people are still begging for a sequel all these years later. Where it slips up though is anytime you leave your board. In the middle of a trick, if you bail off your board, you can be shot miles into the sky. There's literally videos of people bouncing on top of the tallest skyscrapers. What's truly great about this is that some creative gamers have found ways to incorporate this glitch into trick combos, that way they can pull off 10 million point stunts. It's the perfect example of a game being broken by accident and being better because of it. Number 3. Hydraulic horses. Open world titles can be plagued with tiny complications, issues that slip into the code and cause some strange side effects. These can be little details like a boss not spawning, or they could be something huge, like every freaking horse in the game suddenly going crazy. It honestly looks like every single item in the entire world is vibrating at deadly speeds, but just for fun, let's see what happens when we try and get in this buggy. Wow, it instantly killed me. What the heck? Number 2. Face Scan Fail. The biggest advertised feature in NBA 2K15 was the ability to put yourself in the game in an all-new way. By turning on your console's camera, it could photograph your face and put it on a character. Sounds fantastic, right? Well, it didn't quite go as intended. If you moved your head wrong, wore a hat, or had a beard of any kind, the game would go haywire and make a mutilated monster. I tried to do it just for fun and ended up with a player whose face resembled a ball of melted wax. Watching this mullet-haired, faceless beast argue with his agent is quite possibly the most unintentionally silly thing I've ever seen. Number 1. The Broken World of Watch Dogs. Any project that gets rushed is bound to have some flaws, but they were in such a hurry to get Watch Dogs completed that the entire game is essentially made out of glitches. Traffic jams caused by red lights that never turn green, pedestrians getting absorbed into objects, even the water doesn't even know how to show waves properly. I really want you to take a moment here and absorb what we're looking at here. That's a train that's driving on rails that don't exist. From its very foundation, everything about this game is a mess, which leads to it being one long joke. For all the hysterical moments that occur in the shambles of Watch Dogs' half-done programming, I am awarding it as my pick of the game with the funniest glitches. Did your favorite bug not make the list? Got an idea for a future top 10? Leave it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. You know what? I wanted to sneak a little special thank you in here. We just broke 23,000 subscribers, and this is my last video of 2015. So I wanted to thank you guys for all the love and support. You guys rock, and let's kick off the next year with a bang. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, maybe check out my last video. Please subscribe, and if you want, share this somewhere with your friends.